Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog .stampwithelaine.com and welcome to episode 4 of 6 in my Halloween countdown series. Today I have a test tube stand, so let's gather the supplies we'll need for making this. I'm using this Spooky Cat bundle. This comes with the photopolymer stamp and the cat punch. Basic black cardstock cut 2 inches by 11.5. That's 5 centimeters by 29.2 centimeters. Bring in this scoreboard, and you need to score at 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches, 4 1/4 inches, 5 1/2 inches. In metric, you'll need to use the trimmer because these are direct conversions to centimeters, and that's 3.8, 7, 10.8 and 14 centimeters. You'll need a reinforcement piece, and that's to stabilize the test tube. If you leave the test tube in without anything in there, the test tube will just fall over. So this is the stabilization piece, and this has been cut at 2 1/4 by 2 inches. In centimeters, that's 5.7 by 5 centimeters. And you have to score on the long side 1/2 inch and 1 3/4 inches. Rotate it 90 degrees and just mark at the 1 inch point up to that first score line on each end. You need a strip of pumpkin pie. This is 1/2 inch by the width of your A4 cardstock, and in centimeters that's just 1 centimeter by the width of an A4 sheet. The Spooky Night DSP 1 3/4 by 1 1/4. That's 4.4 centimeters by 3.2 centimeters. And the larger piece has been cut at 1 3/4 by 4 1/4. That's 4.4 centimeters by 10.8 centimeters. Scrap basic black cardstock to punch your cat out with. A scrap of smoky slate cardstock to punch out the sentiment. And the other punches you're using are the 3/4 inch circle punch, and the everyday label punch. Cedar black memento ink. The treat tubes, these come in a box of 12. They're made of plastic with a cork stopper. They measure 4 1/8 inch in height and 5/8 inch in diameter. In metric, that's 10.5 centimeters in length and 1.6 centimeters in diameter. They're all food safe, and they're really affordable. It's £4.50, and you'll find them on page 53 of the new Winter-Autumn catalogue. Rhinestones for the cat's eyes, black vintage crochet trim, and I use the lime and orange Tic Tacs to fill my tubes with. The 100 pack will probably fill up 3 test tubes. Now take your scored piece of cardstock with all the score lines on the left. You want to put double-sided tape on the end panel and then inside the score line I'll bring it up closer so you can see. So the second piece of double-sided tape you want to put on is inside that first panel on the left of the next score line. Take your small piece and then line it up with the second panel, the score lines on the second panel, and butt them together so they're lying on top of one another. And then use your 3/4 inch circle punch. I'll just punch a 3/4 inch circle punch on a different coloured cardstock, and then that's to help me centre the hole. Put a bit of snail on it, fold it in half so I can find the centre line, and then use those guidelines there. Line it up with the other piece of cardstock, the larger piece, and then punch through both layers. And then I have it perfectly centered. Put double-sided tape on just one side of this mechanism, and on this other one you need another piece down here. Reinforce the score lines. Turn your cardstock over where there's only the one tear and tape on there. Take the double-sided tape off, and you want that to adhere to the inside the third score line, 1, 2, 3. So that goes buttered out the edge with the score line on there. Okay, that's your third score line. Fold that over, take the double-sided tape off and fold it over. Take the backing tape off this too, and fold this side, the long side, over the top of this shorter side, and there you have your stand. Next, a bit of Tombow glue, and glue this smaller piece onto your front panel and this larger piece to the back. So on my smoky slate cardstock, I need to stamp the sentiment "Wicked Yummy Treat for You" in Memento black ink. I just had to go off camera and cut the cardstock down to size, otherwise the punch won't reach. Then punch it out with the Everyday Label punch. Bring in my 1/2-inch strip, 1 centimetre strip. I want to stamp "Trick or Treat" in my scoreboard, and there's no precise measurement. I'm just going to put a score line just on either side of the sentiment, 1/8 of an inch next to it. You'll see why I need the 2 score lines, so that I can bend that back and make a tab. Just snip a bit off to make the tail. Maybe that's too long. Find the halfway mark and nip it in, I say, about 1/4 of an inch. And repeat for this side. I think I need to clean my scissors, it's very sticky. Pop some dimensionals on the back. Actually, I think it might look better with a double stack. And punch out a cut. Grab some rhinestones to pop for his eyes. Bit of snail on the back of the cat. And have him sort of a little bit sticking out. Snail on the back of this, and stick that on top. Last thing to do is a bit of trim. So I find it easier when you're tying something that's cylindrical to make a loop first. Then tie the bow. Not the bow. I'd have to trim the lace a little bit. So there you have it. I hope you've liked today's tutorial. If you do, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe or share on Facebook, and my grateful thanks if you do. If you're watching from YouTube, you'll find the list of supplies I use below this video in the Show More section, with direct links to my online store. They'll also be listed on my blog here at blog.stampwithelaine.com. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye!